The Samsung Galaxy S26 FE is here. I've had some early hands-on time, so let's compare it to the original S26 and S26 Plus to see what's different and which you should buy. Now, starting off with the build and design, the build materials are pretty much exactly the same across all devices. We've got an Armour Aluminium Frame with Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and back, and all devices have an IP68 water and dust resistant rating. Now, although at a glance, the devices do look similar, when we look closely, the camera island on the S26 FE is different, and it looks more like the A57 than the S26 series. The S26 and the S26 Plus also look more premium in my opinion because of the matte finish on the back. The S26 FE has a glossy finish, and this does attract a lot of fingerprints. And that's especially because the colors are pretty flat on the S26 FE, and we only get 3 color options: a pistachio, a blueberry, and a graphite. There are no exclusive color options from Samsung.com for the S26 FE. The S26 and the S26 Plus have double the color options. We've got an official cobalt violet, a sky blue, a black, and a white, but they also have 2 exclusive colors from Samsung.com, a silver shadow and a pink gold. Now, if you do want to pick any of these up, I will be leaving my affiliate links down in the description below with some of the best deals. Now, looking at the dimensions, of course, the S26 is the smaller device. The S26 Plus and the S26 FE are quite similar in terms of the dimensions, but the S26 FE is bigger overall. The S26 FE is still very thin at 7.4 millimeters, the same as what we had on the S25 FE last year, but it does now weigh 3 grams more compared to last year, and it's also slightly taller and slightly wider. Now, I have no idea why this is because the display size is still the same, 6.7 inches on the S26 FE, which is also the same as the S26 Plus, and the S26 has a smaller 6.3-inch display. Now, although all devices have Dynamic AMOLED 2X technology, the displays on the S26 and the S26 Plus are superior. They have a peak brightness of 2600 nits versus the 1900 nits on the S26 FE, and they also have a refresh rate of between 1 to 120 Hz. The S26 FE goes from 60 to 120 Hz. This means that the S26 and the S26 Plus will be more power efficient. The S26 and the S26 Plus are also sharper. Although we have a full HD resolution on the S26, it is a smaller display, making it sharper, and the S26 Plus has a Quad HD Plus resolution, giving more pixels per inch. Now, that's not to say that the S26 FE display is bad. It's very good, and it does get bright. However, my personal gripe with it is the chin. The bezels are not uniform, and we do get that chin which we've had on previous FE devices. The S26 and the S26 Plus have uniform bezels, and they look so much better to me. This might not matter to you. Now, the cameras. So we have a triple rear-facing camera setup on all devices with an ultra-wide primary and a telephoto. For the S26 and the S26 Plus, we have a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 50 megapixel primary camera, and a 10 megapixel telephoto camera with 3x optical zoom. The S26 FE, on the other hand, also has a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 50 megapixel primary camera, and an 8 megapixel telephoto camera, once again with 3x optical zoom. Now, the S26 FE has the same sensors for the primary and the telephoto cameras like we had on the S25 FE last year. However, the ultra-wide camera does have a new sensor. For the front-facing cameras, we have 12 megapixels on both. The S26 FE has a new selfie camera compared to the S25 FE, and it has now an 85-degree wider field of view compared to the 80 degrees that we had last year. Now, yes, the hardware on the S26 FE is very similar to the S25 FE from last year, but we do have a new image signal processor with the new chipset. And although the specs of these devices do seem similar, the S26 and the S26 Plus do have better overall hardware and a better image signal processor with the new chipset, so they will be giving you overall better photos and videos. Now, the S26 FE can still shoot in 8K, and it still has super steady video with horizontal lock. So this is something that we saw introduced on the S26 series. Now, I mentioned the image signal processors, and they do go down to the chipsets. So the S26 and the S26 Plus have the latest and greatest, the Exynos 2600, the world's first 2nm chipset, and they come with 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now, as expected, the S26 FE doesn't have the same chipset. It has last year's Exynos 2500, which is a 3nm chipset, and it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, as far as we can see, the Exynos 2600 versus the 2500 is going to give you around 37% higher single core performance and around 36% higher multi-core performance. So although in your day-to-day, both chips are going to be absolutely fine, the S26 and the S26 Plus will give you better overall performance when it comes to things like gaming and more intensive tasks, and it will last you longer, and that's important because of the software support. So the S26 and the S26 Plus at the time of this video have Android 16 with OneUI 8.5. The S26 FE, being the new device, does come out of the box with Android 17 and OneUI 9. So you are getting the newer version of OneUI here. The S26 and the S26 Plus will be getting OneUI 9, but that may be in a few months' time. Now, Samsung, as always, has promised 7 generations of software and 7 years of security updates, which is amazing on all these devices. Now, one of the things that I've always liked about the FE series is when it comes to software anyway, there is not much of a compromise. And with the S26 FE, that's also the case. We've got the full suite of Galaxy AI features. So this includes features like call assist, writing assist, interpreter, all of the photo assist features, so removing people from the background, using text prompts to add and edit your images. But being the newer device, it actually comes with a feature that's currently not available on the S26 and the S26 Plus, and that is My Fan Cam, which was introduced with the Fold series. This is basically where you can use AI to track a subject in your videos and crop it for social media and things like that. Now, I did do a quick test with this in the hands-on, and it seems to work really well. I can't personally see myself using it too much, but nevertheless, it's a useful feature. Will this be coming to the S26 and the S26 Plus? I would assume so, but we'll have to wait and see. The S26 FE also has the quick share updates, so this will be compatible with AirDrop, and you'll be able to AirDrop between other Apple devices and the S26 FE, like you can do on the S26 and the S26 Plus. Now, the batteries. So the S26 has the smallest battery, 4,300 milliamps. This supports 25 watts of charging, which is going to give you around 55% in 30 minutes, with 15 watts of wireless charging. The S26 Plus and the S26 FE have the same size battery, 4,900 milliamps, and they both support 45 watts of fast charging, which is going to give you roughly around 70% in 30 minutes. But the S26 Plus supports faster 20 watts of wireless charging, whereas we've got 15 watts of wireless charging on the S26 FE. Now, all devices will be compatible with Qi 2 charging if you use a case with magnets. Now, what's interesting is, although we have the same size battery on the S26 FE, you won't get as good battery life compared to the S26 Plus or even the S26, and that's because of the more efficient displays and the more efficient Exynos 2600. So according to Samsung's figures, with the S26, you'll get around 30 hours of video playback. On the S26 Plus, you'll get around 31 hours of video playback. And on the S26 FE, you'll get around 29 hours of video playback, which is roughly about an hour more compared to the S25 FE from last year. And that's thanks to the more efficient chipset compared to last year. Now, finally, looking at the price. So the S26 FE starts at £700 in the UK for the 128GB version. That is around £50 more compared to the S25 FE last year. And for the 256GB version, it starts at around £800, which is £100 more compared to last year. And the 512GB version has had the biggest increase, and that starts at around £960, which is around £160 more compared to the S25 FE last year. Now, price increases are now generally expected because of the storage and RAM crisis, and the S26 FE does come in lower compared to the launch prices of the S26 and the S26 Plus. Now, the key thing to note there is launch prices, because the S26 and the S26 Plus have been out for a few months now, and you can get some pretty good deals for them. I've just had a quick look on Amazon, and the Galaxy S26 is currently retailing for around £650 directly from Amazon for the 256GB version. Now granted, stock levels may be low and pricing may vary depending on your region, but that is less than the 128GB version of the S26 FE and around £185 cheaper if we compare it to the equivalent 256GB version of the S26 FE. And looking at the Galaxy S26 Plus on Amazon right now, I found it for £850 directly from Amazon with all of the warranties and everything, and that's for the 512GB version. And if we compare that to the 512GB version of the S26 FE, that's less than £100 for a better phone. Now this is where it becomes very difficult to recommend the S26 FE. The S26 FE is supposed to be somewhat of a cut down version of the S26 and the S26 Plus at a lower price, but because of the deals available, it's actually currently priced higher, which doesn't make any sense. Now granted, prices may be different in your region, and if you are buying this on a contract, you may actually get a better deal on it. But as it currently stands, I would say that the S26 FE would have been better priced if it started at around £550 or even up to £600. And my prediction is that in the next few months, it will probably go down to around about that price. But for now, if you are thinking of getting the S26 or the S26 Plus, I will drop my affiliate links down in the description below, and hopefully you can get a better deal. Because personally, I would rather go for the S26 and the S26 Plus for the better chipset, the better displays, and the better battery life compared to the S26 FE, especially if they're coming in at a similar or lower price. But anyway, that is the Samsung Galaxy S26 FE versus the S26 and the S26 Plus. What do you guys think of it? Will you be picking one of these up? Drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I've covered lots of Samsung devices recently, including a full review of the Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra, which you can see here, as well as the A57, which you can see here. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, then do smash that like button for me. And if you haven't already, then do consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon. Thanks for watching. This is Saf on SuperSaf TV, and I'll see you next time.